welcome back. Well, earlier you did see that the governor of Kogi State, who was the one who conducted the primaries in Ondo State, declaring the governor, incidentally, his colleague, as the man who's got the ticket. And then, much as, yes, there were little hitches here and there, but eventually he says that, yeah, so all set and done. But some reactions coming through about that. We've got Mr. Ayo Fadaka, who was an immediate past official in the zone for Southwest for PDP. He joins us this morning. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the program today. Well,
Chamberlain.
Yeah, so after all said and done, that the primaries are done, so it does appear as though the political temperature in the state seems to be taking shape. You've been keeping close tabs on all of these scenarios. What's your reading of what to expect moving forward?
Well, the first thing that happened in the PDP, the APC primaries this last Saturday was a full return of thuggery and hooliganism to our state. This indeed has been a thing of the past. We saw people attacking each other. We saw people who were hearing gunshots. Almost from my reports, almost from every nook and cranny of the state, people were shooting at each other, people were beating each other up, just because a party was having its primary election. I've always known, and I've said this severally, that the APC can only pretend to be democratic. They have nothing to do with democracy. As far as they know, might is right. But it's so unfortunate for our system because the norms of democracy, the respect that should be accorded to the franchise of citizens is daily eroded. No longer do we have people wanting to be governor, wanting to be president on account of what they are going to do for their states, or the impact they want to do, or how to bring development to states and the nation. What we have now is that people just wanting to occupy position at every cost, sometimes at the cost of some people's life. It is sad, but as a member of the People's Democratic Party, I celebrate the APC for dealing itself, for waging an internecine war against itself.
But Mr. Fadaka, one thing that seemed to run through most political parties is the question of them having or getting the internal democracy right. It's always one kind of the pull for, it's as though it's it's do or die for political parties to ensure that one person emerges. Even when they have it all spelled out in their constitution, you still have several persons who feel the party did not adhere to their own party's constitution. So isn't that a challenge that should be of huge concern even to you?
Well, I cannot say much for APC, but I certainly do know that if there's anything at all, internal democracy in PDP is well organized. We do not rape the right of others. Ours is always properly organized to the extent that it is even done in the full glare of cameras. Nobody has to beat another up for him to emerge. I am saying that the gains of this republic, which we started in 1999, are completely getting eroded by the day. And this is because rather than to vie for position in a civilized manner, desperation has become the order of the day in the APC.
No, but PDP has you have also had challenges within your party. You can't say it's just the APC that had that challenge.
Well, if there have been challenges in my party, those ones may be mere headaches, but there has never been a time that we conducted our primaries across the length and breadth of this country, and the results are badly managed, as we witnessed today in the APC. You see, so when APC says that it is organizing direct primaries, for those of us that are practicing politicians, we just smile or laugh at the foolhardiness of such claim, because we know that it is a time to crown somebody the candidate of their party. And in most cases, when they even conduct such elections, I pick Osun, for instance, the numbers of votes that are cast in their internal elections, they do not get at general elections. It's a mockery. It's a mockery of what democracy should be. The APC has to rediscover itself if they can, and I pray they don't. They should know how to conduct elections in a way that it will be rancor-free. It is difficult to see people in the PDP contesting the result of a primary election, because the votes will be cast in the full glare of the cameras and will be counted in the presence of the agents of the aspirants that are contesting that election. In Ondo State, for instance, agents of agents of Olushola Jimo Ibrahim, Wale Akitenwa, they've all been complaining that, well, the Ododo Commission, the Ododo panel, committee, or whatever it is, told them that materials will be distributed at 7 a.m. in an hotel in Akure, that they were there, nothing was distributed. That is not it. Transparency is key in all what we do. As is a measurement of your integrity. If you are not transparent, people will suspect you. I must underscore the fact that politicians don't trust each other. But for you to engender that there is trust in the system, the party must always live above board and make sure that the doubts that anybody can have, any of the aspirants can have, are well addressed before the process begins. And where they fail to address such doubts, it is the kind of thing that is happening in APC today that you will see. Of all those that contested the APC primary, only one person is satisfied with the result. The others are complaining so loudly, and they have actually been complaining from the very moment the process commenced. Not that they waited to complain after they saw the result.
Well, when you say they complain about the primaries and that in your party it's difficult to find some people complaining, I'm trying to still wrap my head about in terms of what that means, because everyone did see how the presidential primaries of your party went and how several people were miffed. So the fact that they didn't go to court to contest it does not mean that they were not happy with the way it turned out.
Chamberlain, since you mentioned the presidential primary of our party, of my party, I will say that another agenda was at play. When the presidential primary election was conducted, the results were read in the ballots was counted in the full glare of the entire world. Of course, yes, on weekend that will raise complaints, that raise a group to complain. Where is it today? He remains a mole in our party. That's the best word I can use for him.
Yeah, but the issue there is that it didn't go. Everybody was not happy with the process. That's the point you're making. Because you give the impression that everybody is usually happy with the way process is turned out.
Because they have an agenda to prosecute.
Everybody has an agenda or the other, don't they? All politicians usually have an agenda.
Chamberlain, we all have agenda, but some agendas are sinister. It is sinister for anybody who claims to be a member of a party to be an agent provocateur inside that same party, working for the interest of another. Such are not gentlemen.
Let's backtrack a little bit.
We only have a rap system.
If we backtrack a little bit, former President Goodluck Jonathan's time, governors were miffed with your party, they left the party, and that was why the party lost elections. How about that? Were they agent provocateurs too?
We knew, yes, of course. We had an internal crisis. Those that left. Of course, there was a depiction in our ranks and influence in places across the nation. Those who left. We knew they were gentlemen enough and were men enough to leave the party. Not one who stayed within our ranks and fight and was causing a havoc to the party. That is not a gentleman. That's not a gentleman. If the party itself is serious, the party should have expected that kind of character.
Mr. Fadaka, sorry, I just want to be able to get what you're trying to say here. Because, we're seeing a lot of the headlines from the People's Democratic Party mocking the APC primaries that held in Ondo State over the weekend. But one thing I've not heard you say is how this improves your chances as a party of getting into the government house in Ondo State. You've pointed out, oh, it's a sham, or it's a mockery of democracy. And as Chamberlain has been doing for the past few minutes, pointing out the fact that you also have issues within your party, issues that may or may not have led to the situation that we have right now. But with the criticism of everything that has happened with the APC in Ondo State with these primaries, how does that improve your chances as a party about getting yourselves into government house when the elections hold?
Thank you very much for that beautiful question. We have a number, and let me even say a legion of undisciplined politicians who are absolutely nomadic. They move from one party to the other. Of course, we have suffered, and we have suffered the affliction of having many of them in our rank and file. The moment they saw that we are not going to be in government at the federal level, that we are not even in government at the state level, of course they moved. Those are the kind of politicians a party should not be blessed with. Those are who I will call those who come into politics not because they have an idea of being of essence and service to their communities and nation. They are the ones who go from one party to the other looking for a bare means of existence. They are the ones that left our party now and are currently in the APC in Ondo State. Of course, now, and politics is such a very funny game. You may think a party is at the ascendancy this minute, and variables may develop and occur within a short time and cut short the extensive glory of that party and confer it on another. Of course, as a politician, I hope very seriously, and I know so well, that we reap from the crisis of the APC in Ondo State. I won't say about that.
I just want to chip in and find out, some of those who are protesting now for these primaries, are you suggesting that if they were to come to your party will not take them in?
If anybody comes to our party, of course, our doors are wide open. We take them in. We take them in, of course. But you know what the electoral law did say? The current electoral law that we are using in this country does not permit anyone that has contested the primary election for a particular position in a party to come to another to contest for the same position again. So if they are coming in, of course, if you look at a good number of those that contested in APC today, they are former members of our party. A good number of them are. Is it Jim Ibrahim you want to talk about? Or is it Shola who was even a member of the National Working Committee of our party? These are indeed our kids and kindred in APC. I advise them at the onset of this that, guys, you did not belong to this party. Think and come back home where democracy thrives, that you guys will be shortchanged in this party and have been proved right. I don't know if I'm the newest Nicodemus in the police of Ondo State, but I know that they know that I told them. And what I predict will happen to them has happened to them now. Of course, we'll be glad to welcome our kids and kindred in APC back home if they so decide to come. And if they decide that they want to continue to be veranda boys in APC, let it be.
But I've not heard you talk about how this is going to benefit you anyway, because if those people come into your party, they will want their own agenda to be fulfilled. So isn't that going to be a little more chaotic in terms of you handling all of those who will be coming in?
Chamberlain, I will tell you very frankly, I am not going to tell you the benefits of their coming to our party. Such a thing is not going to be said on air. We know how to manage it.
Well, there was something you said earlier, Mr. Fadaka. You were talking about moles in your party, and I just wanted to get what you mean by that. Because you see, the person that you actually mentioned could have moved to another political party, but still remains in your party. Just so we can understand your thinking on this particular matter, what do you think is really going on with these characters that you're calling moles in the PDP?
Apart from calling them moles, I equally describe them as agents provocateurs. Those who decide to remain in an organization to further the interests of a rival organization. Honestly, that's what they are. they are even worse than moles. A mole may merely pick information from here and trade it elsewhere. The ones that are operating within PDP today, that are even publicly taking largesse from APC on account of their perfidy, are the ones I would think that they should be men enough to leave PDP. And I also believe that a time must come in this party that this party will decide to stand up boldly and say, for every young procurator in this party, we need you no more.
All right.
That time is going to come.
Okay. Well, we'll look to see if all what you've said will, how the scenarios in your own party in the states will play out. I guess, much as we wish everybody the best, but time is a great determinant.
Time will shine, certainly.
So, thank you very much indeed. So stay on with us. We will be right back.